In question number 27a, it tells us the amplitude of 3. It tells us we have a maximum point at negative 2 over pi over 2 and 5, which I've marked in black. And we have another maximum, the nearest maximum to the right is at 3 pi over 2. So those are my two maximum points here and here. And we should have a minimum point in the middle, halfway between. So if we average out negative pi over 2 and positive 3 pi over 2, we can just add them together and divide by 2. And that's going to give us pi over 2, or 1/2 pi, as the minimum point. So to write the equation for this, we need the amplitude. So to find the amplitude, we can add the two, subtract the 2, or actually we have the amplitude, don't we? So we need the middle point. The middle point D is going to be the average of the max and min positions. It's not the absolute value because we want the actual position of positive 8, positive 2, and we get a middle position of 5. Our period is going to be based on our max to max, and that is going to be 2 pi in this case. Okay, if we subtract those two x coordinates, 3 pi over 2 minus negative pi over 2, we get 2 pi, so our period is 2 pi. So the b value is just going to be 1, or 2 pi over t, which is 1. So we have our amplitude, which was given, amplitude of 3. We have our vertical shift, we have our compression factor. We just need the middle point for the start point. So here, if I just sketch this in, the graph's going to look like this. And I have kind of two options here. I could choose this as my starting point. And so I'm just going to label this 1. We could say that this is y equals negative 3, the negative indicating that it's going down to start, negative 3 sine, and then it's going to be b equals 1, x minus 0, because now our starting point's at 0, plus 5, so that's one option. We could take this point here and just find the middle point of 1/2 and 3/2. That's going to just be pi, and we can just say that we're going up from that middle point, so that's going to be a positive sine function, so positive 3 sine x minus pi in this case, because that pi then represents the starting point, and everything else is the same. For b, it tells us the amplitude of 3. Okay, it tells us the maximum point and minimum point. And in this case, it doesn't really need to tell us that the amplitude is 3, because from the max of 4 and minimum of negative 2, we know that between the min and max is a distance of 6, and we know the amplitude should be half of that. So we still need to find the vertical shift, or the middle point. So this d value here is going to be the average position. So 4 plus negative 2 divided by 2, which is equal to 1. So we know that the d value is 1. We have the distance from min to max. So that's going to represent, that distance from minimum to maximum is going to represent half of a period. So when I work that out, this is the distance between min and max along the x-axis. It's going to be 3 pi over 4 minus pi over 4. We subtract to get distance. That gives me pi over 2. So my t value is going to be double that, which is pi. Okay, so from there we get the b value is going to be 2 pi over the period. So the compression factor is 2. It got horizontally compressed by 2. So again, we have a few options here for our sign, but in this case, because that point is easy to find, it's in between our min and max, and it's going in the right direction to keep a positive sign, we're going to use that. So we're going to average out those 2 points. The average of 1/4 and 3/4 is going to be 1/2 pi. And so we're going to write our equation as y equals 3, positive 3 sine, our compression factor of 2, and we have a horizontal shift of positive pi over 2 to give us a middle point there, and then we have plus 1 as our vertical shift.